and justice for all.
Okay. This is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business. It's not to be considered a public meeting. There is time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in the agenda. Public notice has been given of this meeting at our four school buildings, the district website, and newspaper publications. And Linnea, is that coming through on the microphone, do you know?
You should raise it up a little bit.
Anyway, would you please note that all board members are present this evening? Okay. So first on our docket is the consent agenda, which is a review of board meeting minutes and closed session minutes from February 17th. All board members have those. Are there any comments or corrections? Hearing none, they will stand approved as printed. And next is review of the February Treasurer's Report. And that would be Paul. Do you have any comments on that?
All bills are paid.
Good comment.
We're doing well on our fund balance.
Any board member have any questions? And next is to confirm April committee meetings and school board meeting dates. Since we have school vacation starting April 21, are we going to try for April 14 for the board meeting?
Initially, that's what we had.
Yeah.
That's not.
I wonder about moving it to the 28th so that Jordan or Tom would be with us also.
With us, but not as board members.
Unfortunately, you have to have it before the third Monday of the month. Or third Monday of the month.
Okay.
Actually, it's before the fourth Monday, correct?
Paul's term terminates on April 28th.
No. Actually, it's the 23rd. New board members seated the fourth Monday of the month. Is that correct, Chris?
Correct. There's the seat.
So,
Paul's term
To get the
ends on the
meeting.
23rd.
23rd. To get the meeting, you have to do it before the fourth Monday of the month.
Which is the plan. So the question is, do we want the board meeting on the 14th or the 21st?
21st would be the week of spring break.
Great.
Or the 15th.
Tuesday the 15th?
Tuesday?
No.
Tuesday?
Dan's out Monday the 14th, Paul's out Tuesday the 15th.
Yeah, that's true. If you want to make it a 14, doesn't it?
Everybody set on the 14th, Dawn? Let's do the 14th. And then we'll do committee meetings on the 7th.
Correct.
I tell you what, here's a question. Can you move it to the 6 o'clock on the 14th, and I could be here at 6 o'clock? But I'll have to leave the room.
I'm fine.
6 o'clock.
I'll be here just at 6, just blowing in.
Right. So April 14th at 6 o'clock is the next board meeting. April 7th, probably 6:30, will be committee meetings.
Start at 6.
Then starting those
Start at 6?
Yeah, we'll start at 6.
Okay. And of course, newly elected board member will be welcome at both of those meetings.
You're not seated actually.
That's either.
The plan, Bob, would be for that new board member to take the oath on the 14th, so they can start his responsibility.
Okay. Next is administrators' reports. Chris, you want to lead off on that one?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending the March meeting. Just a couple of notes. To update the board and community on. First off, a big thanks to Fox River, Mrs. Markle, and their entire staff. They hosted a parent panel day last Wednesday. The attendance was good, and the incidental parent comments and feedback that I got was extremely positive. So it was a well orchestrated event and a very positive event. So again, thank you, Mrs. Markle. A couple of legislative updates in the last week then. It appears as if the 180-day school requirement is going to be relaxed, but the hour requirement would still be intact. Over the weekend, the governor signed into law the fact that no school courses can be offered for high school credit, assuming that content and assessments are equivalent. And some other pending legislation ties to Fund 80 in that they are going to define costs which actually can be charged to Fund 80, and it won't be as open-ended as it is right now. The district is actually very cautious about what we charge to Fund 80, so I don't know that there'd be much of an impact here, but it's just an overall piece that I think you should know. The last piece that I have is next Tuesday night at the Waterford Public Library is the municipal super board meeting, and that starts at 7 o'clock, and I need at least one representative from our board to join me in that meeting.
That's the 25th.
It is.
I have a love board meeting that evening. Somebody
I was
else?
planning to be there.
Yeah, usually I go.
Just nominate Dawn.
Sounds like Dawn.
But she wanted to go anyway.
You want to go?
Oh, I went to the fall one also.
I got everyone to say that on the board.
You also made that.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Then I'll pass the mic down to Mrs. Hott or Mr. Keith with any other district level administrator updates.
Just a couple of things. The preschool is going to be doing having some holding some open houses just to get further information out in the elementary school. Someone's working with the preschool or the principals, so that's Jean who's working on that. You had a presentation by Jen Bellew, so I heard that went well. And you had a few questions which we'll be following up on. The other pieces are that the educator effectiveness coaches met together again just last week to look further on what we need to do for educator effectiveness, and they're preparing to lead some training on March 28th. And then the iPad teachers are continuing their work on that, and we're gathering them together just to share what's working, what's not working, and those kinds of things, and that will be happening shortly too. So today I had the pleasure of being in Woodfield for most of the day, and was able to observe in all of the kindergarten and first grade classrooms, so that was a pleasure seeing all of what the students were learning at Woodfield.
I just add on to the iPad updates with the teachers. We've done our second round of physical update to the devices, and things are going well. And as we're getting feedback from teachers, we compiled what apps need to be updated or added on. Again, they're all free apps, so and that part is going really well also.
Questions, comments, board members?
I would like to see one of our committee meetings, some of the apps, maybe reviewed by teachers, short form is used for, and how old is it?
I would like to, we talked about when we started looking at this idea of having the Title 4K program, some type of identification of what the district expects from students that are coming into K-5. And did we ever put that information together? Are we providing it for parents of the community?
The information is on the district, the DPI website, because they have the Department of Public Instruction.
But do we have a link to that?
I'll double check on that. We certainly can do a blurb out to parents in our next newsletter to putting this together. But they do a nice job of having the standards actually for 4K, which would be the expectations that we expect students to come into And I'll be meeting with the daycare preschool providers after spring break.
The only other piece I would add then is just public notice of the second reading of policy 330, which relates to curriculum organization and development. There's some updated verbiage there, some job title clarifications and some processes that were clarified. Policy 342.7, again, is headline, and there's a new policy regarding our services to the English language learner program. Policy 345.4, that was a redo of policy, replacement policy regarding student promotion and retention. And then the last second reading notices for policy 371 regarding extracurricular staff and program guidelines, we updated the verbiage and adjusted the athletic team members. And then tonight, the first reading of policy 342.2, it's a modification of our children at risk policy. We reflected the change in statute in that policy as well as updated a lot of the verbiage because it basically had expired because those, many of the programs in that policy no longer exist.
In the curriculum organization development, I thought we were going to just have the director of curriculum and instruction as the title of the person, not the assistant superintendent. Okay.
That's our second reading. Those were all fully reviewed